Explain to me your relationship with is it Tim James Developers LLC from Alabama?
It's Tim James Incorporated.
Right.
They're from Alabama. They're an Alabama infrastructure developer.
Greenville, right?
Greenville, that's correct. Our firm, Blanchard Walker O'Quinn and Roberts, represents them on all the legalities, all the legal matters, but also we serve as a partial consultant for some of the political maneuverings that need to happen, as well as just some of the public interface that's going to occur.
You want to start big and narrow down, or you want to start narrow and widen out?
Tell us about the project, and they came to you, I guess, and needed help. What are they planning to do?
Sure. At a very high level, this is a privately funded infrastructure project that will connect 3132 to Highway 71 in Bossier Parish. So we're going to go from Caddo Parish across private land, with the exception of one portion that's at the foot of 3132, and we're going to traverse that private land to the Red River. We're going to fly the Red River at a toll bridge, land it in Bossier Parish, and take it out to Highway 71, roughly behind Parkway. And so this project is intended to provide a lot of new free roadway, with the exception of the toll bridge. That's the only portion of the roadway where a customer would actually pay.
How far south of the current Jimmy Davis Bridge is this? A couple of miles, right?
A couple of miles
even
south.
Further.
It's a couple of miles south of Jimmy Davis.
Okay.
It's really roughly between Jimmy Davis and the port. So we are looking at a route very similar to what's being proposed now for 3132 in Caddo Parish. We're still in those negotiations with the landowners, and of course we have to get approvals through the parishes, both Caddo Parish and Bossier Parish.
What does the private developer pay for? I mean, do they pay for picking up where 3132 is going to end and then going across the river? How is that going to work?
Tim James Incorporated will pay for the entire project. So we take it from 3132, so there will be some interchange work done and some design and construction done right there at the end of at the terminus of 3132 right now at Forner Lucas. We will improve Highway 1. We'll also take, if you're familiar with that area, there's a railroad track. The plan is to go over that railroad track.
I live there. I'm very familiar.
Yeah, so that you don't have to deal with that wait at the train tracks. We're going to do the private toll bridge and land it in Bossier Parish again, and we'll take it all the way back to Highway 71. The project itself is completely funded through
How much? What's the price tag?
We're looking, and again, that's a very third quarter question, but we're looking at about
depends on whether or not you use wood.
Right, 60 to 80 million, no more than 100 million,
including a bridge.
Including the bridge. If you look back, the Foley Beach Expressway was built for about 40 million in 2000.
I want you to expound on that just a bit.
Right.
This is not their first try at this.
Correct. Mr. James was the managing partner for the group that developed the Foley Beach Expressway. So he's been in this world for a while. He understands infrastructure and development. As a matter of fact, our design and engineering firm is Volkert. If you do any research on Volkert, you'll see that they're preeminent in this industry. And, we have been in consultation. What you're hearing is really the tail end of a long line of due diligence that's occurred. We've been working on this project for our firm has been involved for a year.
Why here? Why did Tim James, developer, who's done this a bunch of times and has a resume a mile long, why did he look at Shreveport and Bossier and the Red River and the port and go, that's a moneymaker?
Why not? I mean, we have all of the right pieces, right? We have a need for distribution. We're a distribution hub. I mean, clearly we've seen Amazon thinks that we're a great spoke in that wheel to service the rest of the country. And Mr. James, this is what he does. He sits down and he looks at maps and he understands the dynamics that are needed to make a toll bridge work, which is you have a high traffic congestion area and a need for connectivity, and then there's a river in between. So now I can build a toll bridge here that'll alleviate a lot of those traffic concerns that will be high volume usage, and he uses that modeling to determine where his next projects will go. He visited Shreveport and thought it was a great area.
Let me ask you something, because they're projecting a new Jimmy Davis Bridge is going to be $100 million.
Sure.
So I'm a little bit mystified by why this one would be 30 to 40 million, and that includes a roadway, because the state's not doing it.
Pardon me, said Mr. Small Government Guy. Really?
Is that part of it?
Well,
is the river smaller there?
First, 60 to 80 million is where we are,
gotcha.
and two, you're restoring versus constructing new, right? And this is private industry, right? This is not, this doesn't, and I've been in government, right? I understand the hurdles that you have to clear working with government projects, that a lot of times the change orders are where the money is for the developers. We don't have that issue here. We're dealing with private dollar across private land. Again, accepting only the piece of property that is, we call it the trapezoid at the foot of 3132. Everything that we've done has been privately negotiated. And so Volkert is designing a project within our budget, and we anticipate being able to make that budget and come out ahead. Ultimately, this is an investment for Mr. James, right? So everything we do, we don't cut corners. We're building at a standard that is at DOTD quality or better, because ultimately the longevity of this project is what is the residual for Mr. James.
Talking about I assume it's a 4-lane bridge?
Well, we are purchasing enough right-of-way for 4 lanes. Initially, we are going to construct a 2-lane road with the ability to expand it to 4 lanes. This is solely dependent on traffic demands. I mean, we don't want to overinvest. And so I think he's being...
Because you're not government.
Right. Right. We want to be very prudent with how we develop this project. And that's why on the front end, we want to get out into the public, and we appreciate the opportunity to interview here to begin educating the public about this project.